Practical Principles. This is Practical Prince. Today we're doing tarot time. We'll be doing reads from, or rather 4 posts on the internet. Today we'll be looking at some from Facebook. Sorry if my voice is hoarse. I just hope it's good enough. So getting into it. Oh, and for anybody who was looking for a live reading, if you want to wait till the end, I'm happy to slip some in then. Otherwise, our Friday session is a live reading for, well, live participants. So feel free to hop by there. All right. So our first one today from Emma Murphy. Hi, everyone. I hope you're keeping well. I would really appreciate a reading if someone had the time to do so. I could really do with some clarity regarding my career. I don't know where I'm going or what I'm doing. I guess you could call it stuck. Any help would be amazing. Thank you all. Love and light. All right, well, let's find the deck for this answer and see what we've got. Yeah, it looks like we're using those first. Okay, let's see what we get. Let's read this one for you. Let's see. Make sure we got them. Okay. Okay. So a pair working in tandem, they're fairly equal from what I can tell. So, I guess the only other thing is that this won't 100% nail this, but this will get you in the right area. These are at least the better part of where you're looking. The Fool and Strength. Interesting. I might double check strength from this deck. The Fool is pretty classic though. Setting out on a new journey um, into the unknown, um, new beginnings. There's a certain amount of humility that goes with that. Um, so yeah, and then strength kind of speaks for itself. But let me again get this deck specific take on it, just in case something there pops out. You probably can't see that, but courage, persuasion, persistence, power. So yeah, power is common, strength is a common thing, courage and persistence too. Persuasion, I don't know that I've seen that a lot. And we might be keying into that. Let me see if I can narrow this down or get something a little more concrete. I mean, rehabilitation and therapy are sort of the things that stand out. And there's, I mean, plenty of subdisciplines and areas within those. Let me see if there's, yeah, I'm not going to get anything else on that. But yeah, you would obviously be acting as a mentor in these circumstances, helping someone beginning their journey and keeping with it, pushing through. And yeah, hopefully that's a good enough start. And you can get the rest of it. Oh, I better take pictures before I forget. Not a whole lot of good if we don't give them a reading to them. So, all right. Let's go ahead and take a look at the next one. Pretty straightforward yes, no. Shelley Stokes asking, will I see or hear from Timothy today? And coincidentally, this was earlier today. So who knows, maybe she's already got her answer, but yeah. We'll see what the cards say. Let me go ahead and put these ones back. Looks like we're doing Destiny this time. Let me go ahead and highlight that for you. Okay, let me shuffle that page, but yeah. So far, that's a typical 3-card yes/no combination, and I think, yeah, let me check to make sure you got it, but I think that's it. I feel like we'll get a little nuance from this card. Yeah, he ended up just filling in. Okay, let's go ahead and flip the Sun, Page of Swords, and 9 of Wands. I mean, these are yeses. Let me double check the 9, but I'm pretty sure that falls into our yes grouping as well. Yeah, there's a few ones that are exceptions, but that's not anything. So yeah, this would indicate yes, we're singing Timothy. Page of Swords. That's interesting. I mean, the notes here are contracts and information. So not necessarily the favorite kind of meeting. But it'll be more serious in a sense. It can be tough and it can be annoying to get more concrete with details and stuff, but it sounds like the conversation will lean in that direction. So, okay. Oh, and gotta remember to get their readings so that you can send it to them. Only so good if we know what's up. It's more important if the person who wants the answer gets it. Okay. Next question. This comes from Janine Doyle, and she says, "Hello. I just graduated college and decided to get into the hospitality field. I've narrowed it down to working at a hotel or an airline, since they are both good jobs with good pay and good benefits. However, I can't decide which line of work I want to get into. Which field do you see me getting into and doing well, in hotel or airline?" So I didn't realize. I always think of these as pictures, so the ones with the text that expands. Anyways, let's go ahead and find a deck. So I'm not exactly sure how this will turn out. We could get tarot cards indicative, or it could try answering in the same sort of yes/no binary way. It will really just depend on, what cards we get. But let's see, what deck? Charisma it is. So let's flip into that. Alright. That's probably good enough. But I don't need to. Okay. Hey Cornelia, it's been a while. That's pretty good detail. How you doing? Yep. Hopefully making some progress though. Don't know that anything else is standing out. Let's see if we got it all. So this is our lead, our primary. This will be our main one to help us figure out what's going on. This one is just clarifying this in some way. It's a detail of that. So yeah, that's what we've got. 6 of Pentacles, 2 of Pentacles, and then we've got 4 of Wands. Okay. I mean, 6 of Pentacles deals with themes of generosity and giving. I don't know. Gosh, I mean, I'll double check the 2 of Pentacles and the 4 of Wands, but this is matching with both of them as far as hospitality goes. It's almost like you can't go wrong. She just has to make a decision. Both accomplishes the same thing in the end. Let me take a quick peek. There's one. Yep. Number 2 are Pentacles. Yep. And we'll just see if 4 of Wands has anything that stands out. That was a detail on the secondary thing. So, yeah. Basically, it's going to be fine either way. Which I guess makes it more agonizing when it feels so permanent. Such a large mark on your life. But really, either is fine. So, best of luck to her deciding, I guess. But I don't know. Realizing that it's a win-win, maybe that'll help her move forward. Anyways, we've got one last question from our online posts. So let's go ahead and pull that up. And this is coming from Rebecca Robinson. Please, can I have a relationship reading? This is one of those ones where it'd be helpful knowing if they're just wanting like love life in the near future, or if they have a particular person in mind, or a person they're with. But we'll just see how the cards come out. Let me go ahead and get us back to the workspace, which is kind of boring because I still need to find it out. Yeah, a couple would have been fine, but we'll do midnight with this. We've seen Okay, let's find out. Sometimes the room is hard because I want to keep track of where all of them are. Okay. Those are one, so we'll figure out what one thing they represent in a little bit. Sure. Let me finish this reading. But yeah, then we can open it up and do your question. So I'm not sure which one. Maybe both. I think I might be everything. So let's make sure we got them all. Excuse me. So, I mean, this is looking like a specific person. So this will describe them character-wise, an influence in their life. Normally this would be thoughts and feelings, but it feels more like um, how they're communicating versus what they mean to communicate, or like how it's coming across versus what they're really trying to convey. So there might actually be some conflict there. And yeah, let's dig in. We've got Nine of Pentacles and the Magician. Up here we've got Four of Swords. Over here we've got the Hierophant, and here, Page of Pentacles. Okay. Sure. Give me a little bit. I need to finish this reading and then Cornelia's, but then yeah, we can wait for you. So speaking to character, pretty abundant, well-to-do, and is generally able to make what they want happen. So they're a capable person of means. The influence, Four of Swords, usually has a resting. They're willing to pause and recover, take breaks as needed. Really what I'm getting from this is kind of a slow pace. That might be the wrong word. They're not going to rush just because other people are rushing. If that suits them, fine. But if they feel the need to slow down or think about something or take their time, they, gosh darn it, will do so. So that might be frustrating, but that is what it is. As far as how they're expressing themselves and how stuff is coming across, the Hierophant speaks to custom and tradition. So it's probably coming across a little hollow just because it is norms that are being followed. The one thing I want to check is Page of Pentacles, because right now all I'm thinking is the Page of Chalices. So let's see. It represents the embodiment of a new phase in your life, particularly regarding health, finances, and work. Reveals auspicious new beginnings, progress, and adventure. I'm skimming through the rest. Yeah, so it is somewhat similar to the Page of Chalices. It's in a sense optimistic, and yeah, wanting to move forward, to progress. So that's positive. Now, yeah, I mean, let me go ahead and take the picture so that I can post it for this person, and then we'll switch to lies because I can mumble for the person who's not here, or I can get to you guys. So, okay, let's go ahead and switch on over. We don't need that. I'll take the spotlight for a moment just while I'm getting things back in place. And pop the chat, although we've already got some of those questions. So starting with Cornelia and then Kim, I've already got your question too, so we'll just follow up with that. I'll go ahead and clean this up. Can you see how the investigation is going to work out? Will I get rehabilitation, etc.? You kind of do. So generally, outcome pretty good. Recovering from allergies, but yeah, doing pretty good. I had to skip this session last week just because I could not stop my nose, but it's getting better. Let me find it out. We might not be getting an answer, but let me check. Um, so I'm not really getting anything on the outcome, the result. Really, the only thing that I'm getting is, um, well, from my experience, the phrase I heard was the process is the punishment. Like, no matter how the outcome pans out, um, like the it just wasn't necessarily worth the whole thing, um, the whole effort to get to that end. Or well, it's still worth it to play out, um, but just the rewards, the consequences are kind of minimized just because of all that you've already been through. So yeah, that was a better way to put it. Yeah. So and like I don't see you stopping. Like the investigation will go on and it'll conclude. Um, how best to describe that? It's sort of like for some people who love reading, love their favorite authors, stuff like that. They enjoy reading so much that when the book is over and done, they'd almost rather not have had an ending in order to keep going. This isn't as positive as that. Um, it's more the flip side, a negative version. But as far as trying to communicate that sense, that was the thing that came to mind. Okay. And I see your question, Donna Priya. I guess Cornelia, I'm not sure I can talk about that any better than I have. I'm already struggling a bit, I think, for the words. Um, but can I clarify anything? Certainly not the kind of reading I wanted to give you after it's been a while. But we'll just like, I can't pull cards if there's no cards for me to pull. Um, and I'm not sure, like, if I can clarify something, let me know. I just don't know how to do better on that. I guess. Is that good enough? I'm not sure I can do much better as far as trying to answer that, but yeah. Yeah. Okay. Well, we can, or at least I can pray for a positive outcome. The rest of you are invited to do so as well if you'd like. Our next question comes from Kim. An outcome of Steve and I situation and his true feelings for me. So outcome and feelings. Okay. No problem. Okay. Take care. Convenient that they were together. The same has everything. So primary, secondary, these are speaking to the outcome, and then feelings towards you. Yep, okay. Is that Hanged Man and the Magician. And then over here we've got Temperance. Okay. You'll have to connect dots because I only know so much about your situation. The Hanged Man deals with a change in perspective, um, a change in position or stance, something to that effect. The Magician speaks of being able to make it happen, um, having a resourcefulness and sometimes just a hidden power in order to bring forth what you're wanting. So there's going to be a shift in alignment. And this seems like an intentional thing. Some people, Hanged Man is a sudden realization, something they weren't planning on. This seems like a viewpoint or a shift they decided to make and then, well, are able to follow through on and make happen. Um, I assume that this favors you guys getting more in sync, more in line, more aligned. Um, but that's a bit assumptuous on my part because it doesn't quite speak to that. Okay. So yeah, I don't know if this is because if I were guessing, um, someone's wanting to get more serious and the other person hasn't been ready to make that sort of commitment yet. And this would indicate they've decided, yes, we'll go ahead and do that. Um, it's not natural for them, but they're intentionally making that decision and then going forward with it. Now, that was spitballing pure speculation. Um, okay. So, and I'm guessing you've already talked with him about this. So this probably speaks to him finally deciding, hey, I want to be in on that piece of pie. I like that vision. I want to chase that too, uh, which would match with him lining up and putting forth the effort. Um, as far as temperance, um, aka moderation, is what this card is known for. Balances, um, which I mean, you're asking about feelings towards you, and it's really not a bad card to get. It's not the um, blind love. It's it's not something so naive as that, or something that'll burn out, flare out. Um, it's also not weak either. It is diligent. So um, I don't know. Probably the best way to describe it, as far as the feelings towards you, are stable. Hmm. Yeah, and that's. Let me see if I can get a stronger sense, because yeah, this could easily end up lining up with the other person for some reason. So let's see. So feelings towards you, they're consistent. Um, yeah, that's what the temperance was answering. Um, didn't know which one. Okay, another card. Because yeah, I could see him lining up either way. The cards don't really say which way that goes. And I mean, he's got steady feelings for you, but people do stupid stuff. So yeah. I don't have another card. So really, as far as using this to your advantage, you want to bring this alignment to happening sooner rather than later. So I'd probably just push the topic with him. Um, I don't know that I would be doing ultimatums or anything like that. I don't know. I don't think you want to force his hand like that. Um, but it's important for you whether he's going to get serious with you or not. We need that answer, preferably sooner. So, yeah. Um, be clear about what you want. You're wanting something serious and long term. Um, after that, listening, because he'll respond. Right. So you're not giving him a deadline, a timeline yet. Um, you might want to decide for yourself how long it's worth doing it, but that's not something you should try forcing on him yet. Right now, really just clearly expressing what you want and how important that is to you. Listening to his response. Um, and then really just as clear as you were about what you wanted, get him to be clear about his thoughts. Um, what life would be like together or the consequences of it. Because the impression I'm getting is that he would probably be a bit vague. Um, and what we really need right now is for him to get concrete so that it's a serious option. Yeah. No, those are the concrete steps I would take. That's one serious discussion with him, a lengthy one, potentially, but a serious one. Um, and then after that, that's a matter of time. Partly how much he needs or how much you're willing to give him. So, well, how to put it? People can be scary, and yeah, Manor, go ahead and ask your question. I do have another reading I need to do though. But yeah, we can answer it. But speaking to Kim, um, people can be scary, is basically what it comes down to. Um, but by getting concrete about this stuff, um, making it more real, more detailed, takes the edge off, takes the fear out of it. Um, well, the edge of the fear. People will still be plenty scared, um, but it's not going to overwhelm them emotionally. And yeah, uh, he's already expressed this. You already know. So it's getting detailed about what that would be like with them, without them, um, what that would mean for you two, what it would mean for the kids. It's just really talking that through and being real serious about the whole spectrum of how it plays out. Hey, Tina. No, it's fine. Go ahead and ask your question. Does that make sense, Kim? Okay. And again, no ultimatums or deadlines, at least not for this round. Um, but yeah, we we can't spend forever waiting for him to make the move and whatnot. So, um, yeah, at some point you might need to a timeout. Um, we don't know that. Um, we just know that he's deciding one way or the other, and we just want him to decide sooner rather than later. Because you've already been in suspense for 2 years ish. I don't know how soon it got serious for you, but um, he needs to decide if he's going to get serious about it too. So let me go back. We had Kanye Priya. That's our next one. So after Kanye Priya, we'll do Manur, and then Tina. Um, if you ask your question, we'll slip you in as well. Kanye Priya. I don't know what HP is, but I understand temple. And basically, will this help? Okay. Okay. Let's see. Okay. This is a detail. I don't know what kind. We'll figure it out when we flip. But these three are going to answer the yes, no. Yeah. And That's all they're really doing. So Eight of Swords, the Moon, the Chariot. We've got no, basically. I want to say the Moon is neutral. The Eight of Swords is definitely a no card. So just overall that there's just not enough yes there. Yeah, the Moon is a no too. The Chariot is positive, but this combination equates to no, not helping. So then what's our detail? Four of Chalices. This one deals with apathy. Disconnectedness. So as far as what that's speaking to, you probably already know, because I don't know more than that. Sorry. So as far as the combination, the yes-no answer, the answer is no. As far as the detail, Four of Chalices, this deals with apathy or disconnectedness, stuff along those lines. I'm not able to place the detail, so I'm not exactly sure how that fits in. I suspect you probably already have an idea of what that's speaking to. Yeah. Any questions? Anything I need to clarify, Kanupriya? We'll go ahead and use the same deck. Because this is a different question, at least in my eyes. And let's see. There are probably a few things, but I'm guessing they don't want to overwhelm you. So we've only got one thing coming out. Justice, karma. This is the reap what you sow. You put good out, you get good back. So yeah, but I don't know if there's much more to elaborate on that. I guess my only concern, if you feel like you've gotten the short end of the stick right now, don't let that be a reason to give the short end of the stick to others. Otherwise, this is pretty straightforward. Do good things, and good things will come back. So. Yeah. Um, yeah. Okay, no problem. Best of luck. What does Wahid think about me? Does he think of me? I guess those are sort of the same. One more detailed than the other. But let's see. What deck is answering this? Looks like we've got custody. Okay. No answer for your question. Um, we didn't get cards. That doesn't mean he doesn't think of you, but we're not confirming he does either. The impression I got is that you need to learn how to deal with this sort of suspense. And there's various ways of doing that. Um, most directly, of course, would be just to ask him. Um, that's one way. And that works out in different ways depending on how that goes. You've got the other end of this spectrum where you just ignore him, essentially, cease to let his existence disturb you, essentially. Um, which pros and cons, probably not the way you want to go. If anything, it's probably wanting you to move towards doing something, being more assertive than I think you probably want to. Um, but yeah, it's really, this experience is to help you learn to deal with that sort of suspense. So anything on that spectrum is fair game. You're learning from it. Um, personal recommendation, um, assuming it's important enough, just ask. Um, from the source. Some people might try to sidestep it and ask friends and stuff like that, but no need for that. I'm I'm not sure I can elaborate anymore. So I guess can you be more specific what you want me to speak on? Sorry. Um, I forget I don't have the microphone and whatnot. Um, we didn't get yes, we didn't get no. Um, and that was intentional. Um, the impression I got is that it's important for you to learn to deal with the suspense. It's more specifically, the suspense of not knowing. Anything is fair game as far as how to deal with that, whether that's ignoring it or all the way to straight up asking them directly. I would lean and suggest this way just because it's faster. It takes some more personal effort, emotional effort, um, to be that forward and blunt with someone. But it can save you a lot as far as the time investment because you can spend forever on this end. And this just drains you in a different way. Okay. Um, Again, that's personal advice. I've definitely been on the other end before, although I guess it wasn't that important to me. So, um, okay. Here. I guess I don't need to shuffle. You can say anything. No problem. Good luck. Was this or Lost Forest? I couldn't quite tell, but I think this one. So, pretty good. Still recovering from allergies, but all in all, doing quite well. Yourself? Yeah. Sometimes it's just keep on keeping on. Yeah. This is clarifying temper. Okay. Um, it's odd, but it feels like this answer will need to be massaged. I don't know how much or how hard. That's just the impression I got. But this is our primary card. This one's tempering it, so tweaking it in some way. Despite that, it still needs some massaging. So 5 of birds, and then 9 of lotuses is the one tempering it. 5 of birds usually deals with conflict. Um, so, I mean, I don't know if it's right to call these scars, um, but they're lasting scars, at least physically speaking. Um, Basically, a permanent reminder of some sort. The 9 of lotuses is nice. Um, these scars aren't without purpose. Um, they serve their function, they serve their piece in their due time. So I wouldn't say that these scars are bad. Okay. Now it's just making sure, because we needed to massage it, but it seems like we basically covered that. So um, um, don't mean to laugh, just but my initial reaction was like, ooh, I kind of wonder what that experience is like. Just because I'm the sort of person who was never hospitalized or had that sort of problem. So, not to make light of it, um, that's just wanted to explain myself there. That's I don't know that there's a more classic example of playing with fire. So that'll probably serve her well for a long time. Okay. Well, I hear young people have greater healing abilities than us older folks. I guess I'm not that old, but still. Um, yeah, it'll still be lasting, but it'll probably be less dramatic than it otherwise would have been, which is kind of nice, I guess. Um, if you want to talk about it, um, in what way has that been a struggle? Just to clarify, you've lost a grandbaby before, and so this incident um, reminded you of that sort of loss being possible. Um, what's your belief regarding afterlife? No problem. Do you believe in anything beyond that, I guess? And I guess more concretely, what would um, you and your granddaughter be like? And I guess your relationship. Because I know some people um, believe we just become angels and we basically join the heavenly choir and just become part of that whole, in a sense. Um, I don't want to elaborate on that too much, but obviously, in that sort of belief, you lose the individuality and also our relations to each other in a sense. So I guess are your beliefs more along the lines of reincarnation with an eventual hopeful I guess, nirvana sort of heaven. Um, at the end of it, I guess. Yeah. And then just so I understand it more fully, um, what carries over between reincarnations? Because like I've seen a number of dramas where it's the same couple playing the same relationship over and over until they finally get it right. I don't know if it's a similar thing in your beliefs of us being harmonies, um, variations on a theme until we finally get that right. Okay. Yeah. Um, and I don't know your belief. Um, you may have had multiple lives together before, based on your beliefs, whether they were the same sort of relationship. Um, I don't know. Might have been closer in age or um, possibly been the family that wasn't blood related. But okay. Um, if you don't mind, I'll go ahead and share my beliefs just because there's enough similarities with yours that there's some parallels. So I follow a Christian tradition, and I believe in a premortal life. We weren't made out of nothing like some Christians believe, um, but that we existed spiritually before. And so, in a sense, we knew each other before coming to this mortal life. Um, we also believe that there's a plan for mortality, um, and in that thinking, definitely some people were meant to be together, click together, so to so to say, like pieces of a jigsaw. That's not necessarily everybody on a flat 2D, but obviously you've got a connection with her. Other people will have their connections with different people, so on and so forth. I and maybe this is me being a little more ruthless than the average person, which might be odd coming from me, but um, I've never felt like I've lost anyone because I do believe in a heaven and an afterlife where we basically retain our identities in a sense, um, and we maintain similar relations. Um, so anybody that I've lost in the mortal sense, and maybe this is just because I'm all in on my religion, but um, I've never felt like I've lost them. They're just in the next room in a sense, and at some point I'll catch up to them. Um, obviously, um, this has hit you a lot harder, and you haven't even lost them yet. So I don't know if that sort of thinking is much comfort. Um, but as far as how you described your beliefs, if I did lose someone, um, it's just until the next verse starts up, the next melody, um, when we go back to our tango and we see each other again. Okay. And I hope it's helpful. Like I said, it, some people view it as ruthless or callous. Um, for me, it's almost matter of fact at this point, um, such that it's really no hardship. Obviously, for others, this now is very important. And every moment is, but every moment does have its place in the greater symphony, in the greater piece. Yeah. Serenity, yes. Um, give me a moment though, and I guess I'll want to clarify how deep or detailed you're wanting. But speaking with Tina, um, I, I mean, they've talked so many times about the mansions in heaven. Like to me, there's obviously a home. Um, excellent. And I guess yeah, in my beliefs, we definitely have bodies. So yeah, but I guess we can go deeper another time, or we can continue on Messenger if you want. Uh, let's go ahead and give Serenity some time. Definitely. And I'll pray for you, Tina. Um, Serenity. Asking about your investment. Um, are we just wanting a simple good, bad sort of outcome? Okay. And hopefully things are better. Okay. A couple. have worked, but we'll be using the Lost Forest for this one. And I assume you have a timeline in mind, or time in mind. I guess that could be variable, but definitely not. Because, yeah, Serenity, I'm sure you know there's ups and downs. So we'll just try to key in on that point when it matters most. Or I guess whatever aspect you're trying to inquire about. No problem. Yeah. Okay. It just goes from more significant to less significant as far as how it's doing, or how it will be doing at that time. So yeah, we'll just go through starting here. The ascended, that's positive, so better part is good. 8 of Oceans, 8 of Cups. That's not as great. So there's a hit in that area, and then the smaller detail, Page of Earth. So the better part is good. This isn't like A plus sort of investment. It's still good overall. And I guess I should get that baseline. Yeah, it doesn't sound like it's going to be anything crazy. It'll still be good. It's just not going to be exceptional, if that makes sense. So positive returns, not not minuscule or minor, but not extravagant either. So okay. All right. Thanks for stopping on by. I'm going to close us out. So thanks for tuning in, everyone. Fun doing readings for you. We've got our live session Friday. If you're interested and have questions, we'll be doing readings then. Hope you have a great week, and until next time.